And I'm Chelsea.
And
we are back with some more co-parenting, bio mom, bonus mom stuff.
we are. So we follow a bunch of step-parent, bio-parent, blended family Facebook pages, and whoa, there are some interesting stuff on those pages. So basically, we're not going to discuss other people's problems necessarily, but we're going to tell you some things that we experience personally with our mutual child.
Yes.
My stepson, her bio son. So, let's see. This is all kind of within the last year.
Yes.
So everything is pretty new.
Yes.
We'll start out with you.
Well, we have a lot of conversation before we sit down and talk to y'all. We talk random stuff, weird stuff, stuff that we can't tell anybody we've talked about, and and then we just kind of talk about the two of us, and we will discuss our child. And we were talking about early on, just how maybe he was feeling a little, I don't really know, upset.
He kind of felt like he had to play two sides.
Yes, that he was having to keep a secret. I'm not trying to blame my ex by any means.
It
was very confusing for everybody, and adult confusion to a child is life-shattering.
Yes, very traumatic.
And there were times that he cried in the backseat of the car because he felt like he was lying to me. The way you word things to a child is very crucial. For example, like, everything's fine now, so I'm just going to be honest. My ex told him, don't tell your mom this, but if you're asked, don't lie about it.
Which
to a 10-year-old,
it's very
you're holding in a secret, especially when I have raised my kid to be able to come to me with anything, no matter what it is. If you're hurt, sad, mad, anything, tell mom anything.
And the worst part is he was excited.
Yeah.
He wanted to be able to say, like, Kira did this, which is my daughter, or they did this, or we played this game, and it became such a pressure because he was so afraid of slipping out that him and Kira played catch, something so simple, and it became like, that's not a secret you would keep from your mom. But because Dad said,
don't say anything unless you're asked about it,
then he was afraid, and he would go to say something like, or with me, like, we played Pokemon Go, and you would go to say that, he would silence, because it's, I'm not supposed to say that.
Yes.
I'm not supposed to be bringing it up. And then it's, I hope mom asks me.
Yeah.
But then it's, I can't ask mom to ask me.
Right.
And
I just can't tell her.
That's just too much for a child.
Yeah.
Too much. Never tell your child to keep secrets.
So, real quick with that, bio dads, just be honest. Be honest with whatever you want to call your ex or your significant, I don't really like saying baby mama because that's just weird, but the person that you share a child with, just try to be as honest as you can. And I know it's hard, and some women and vice versa are not accepting, are not,
and they're gonna get mad. Okay, I'm gonna not even deny the first time I saw a picture on social media of my ex's wife holding my daughter, I was not happy. Not happy. And that took a lot.
Yes.
Like, I was livid. But with that said, he didn't lie about the kids being around her.
Yeah.
It's not like I didn't know it was coming.
Right.
It's just one of
It's
those things,
just
like,
take
you
it
get
in.
over it.
Yeah, and pick your battles. Is a picture on social media something to really get that upset about?
No. It's a momentary
At the time
thing.
it was a momentary thing.
And the moms or dads, they will get upset sometimes, and they will get mad, but we're logical human beings, and we are rational, and it may take us, a week or so to truly, be like, whatever.
Yeah.
It's whatever.
If it's not going to matter in a year, don't spend more than just a few minutes on it. And, if y'all have a decent co-parenting relationship, it should be about the child.
Even if you don't, it should be about
Right.
the child.
Exactly. I mean, because seeing my kid cry in the back of the car because I finally did ask him a question and he told me the truth, which he told my sister before he told anybody because he couldn't tell me.
Yeah, because
And
that's
he
the way it was
begged
worded.
her and cried to her, do not tell my mom. So my sister knew for weeks. And so the reason I told y'all that is because I just recently told Jessica all this stuff, and she was like, I had no idea. I wish I would have known because I wouldn't have allowed that to happen. So, bio moms, whatever, don't always assume that it's the bonus mom's fault. Because, I mean, there's a chance it could be. I'm not saying that there are some. Yeah, she's told you in the past that she was the one that got mad and, you know.
I was the stepmom that said, don't tell mom, you know, and honestly, it was because I was terrified of mom finding a reason to hate me.
Yeah.
And I know that's what my husband was doing. He was afraid that, because they had an agreement long before me, and I didn't know about it, but it was 6 months?
Yes, it was a verbal agreement we had, and literally talking was, you know, please wait at least 6 months before Peyton meets anybody. No shade at him, but he was dating other people, and I did not want my kid meeting multiple people. And
which is definitely smart.
Yeah, and with that being said, somewhere in the back of my mind, I knew he would end up with her anyways, because let's just face it, everybody has that one person, and I'm married to my one person, and I've known her name since I was married to her husband. Like,
we dated.
You just know.
Probably about a half a year.
Yeah.
Prior to them two getting together.
Yeah, and so I mean, I'm logical, and he knows this is where I got so mad, is that he knows that I'm very open-minded. I'm very logical. I would rather talk about something than yell about something. So I mean, with that being said, the whole little backstory to that is that my kid, I've had a conversation with him, you know, I've had to tell him, I like her. I want to like her. As long as she's good to you, I don't care. And that made him feel really good.
Now he feels okay with talking about me.
So,
and that's a big deal. Because my kids, they're always like, Mom, is it okay to talk about, I'm not going to say her name on video, but my ex's wife. And I'm like, I don't care. Well, I know she doesn't like you. And I'm like, but that doesn't mean anything for me.
And that's sad too, you know, for kids to know that a step parent doesn't like the biological mom. I've seen on the Facebook page, one was a stepmom had commented and said, am I the only one whose feelings get hurt when my stepkids come over here and talk about their bio mom? Does that hurt your feelings? Does Peyton talk about me at your house?
No. Absolutely not.
Well,
he does talk about you.
That's not what she was saying no to.
He does talk about her. He talks about her a lot. Like, me and my mom did this, or me and my mom done this, or, you know, things like that. And I'm just like, oh yeah, did you have fun? Like, I encourage the snot out of it, and that's how it should be. And I've even had to have the conversation with my kid's stepmom about, if you want my kids to like you, you gotta quit downgrading the one person that they love more than life itself, and that's their mother.
Yeah.
You know, I don't care. You can have the world's worst mom, and the kids are still gonna love her. Love her. It does not matter. I don't care if your stepchildren's mom is a drug dealer. I don't care if she's out doing all kinds of bad things. You don't talk bad about her to the children.
No. It
doesn't matter what you feel or what you think or any of that. I don't care if you cannot stand her. That conversation is between you and your husband, or vice versa.
Right.
That conversation is between you and your girlfriends, or whatever. You don't talk
bash
about it to the child.
Yeah.
I don't care what your opinions are or how you feel. You leave the children completely out of it. They should never know how you feel. If that kid comes to you crying and says, I just wish mommy loved me, or I just wish mommy cared for me, you hold that child in your arms and you love on him, and you're like, I know, baby, I understand, you know, like, is there anything I can do to make this better? You don't say, yeah, your mom's a piece of crap, I don't like her. Like, No! Like, even when that child's brokenhearted and feels like their world is coming to an end, you still do not
Don't bash
the parent. Period.
It's bad.
And that is a big deal. And I see it all over them sides.
Oh, yeah.
All over them sides. Bashing. She don't want my kid's mom. And I told my kid, or my step kid, that it's not my fault, baby. I don't understand why your mom doesn't want you. No! Like, you're literally implanting in that child's brain that his mom don't want him, and even if his mom didn't want him, they don't need to psychologically mess up your child.
Right. Just be there for that child.
Yes, support.
Yes.
It's a big deal.
It is a very big deal, and so my kid was riding with Jessica and decided to quiz her about what she was allowed to
Yes.
what she has the okay to say and do regarding him. And I've seen this on some of the sites as well, and what her authority is with him, I guess, is a good way to say his questions. He was wanting to know how far he could get with her and what she was allowed to say yes to and what she's can't.
He basically wanted to know at what point is a stepmom allowed to take over. So he was asking things like, are you allowed to cut my hair? No. Are you allowed to change my teacher at my school? No. Are you allowed to switch me schools? No. Are you allowed to pick me up from school? Yes. Yes, because mom said so. And it was, I can't even remember all of the questions, but it was like,
it was like a Q&A all the way to
like, where does my authority begin? And it was like, are you allowed to tell me I can play on video games? I said yes, as long as your dad hasn't already told you no. And he's like, okay, what if I don't ask my dad and I ask you? Okay, unless I say go ask your dad. And like, well, if mom says that I can cut my hair, are you allowed to tell her that I can't? No. It doesn't work that way.
Say you don't
It's
want
like,
it.
so what can you do? I was like, I can tell you your hair looks fantastic. I can tell you that I can take you to school. Whatever school it is that your mom chooses, I can take you there.
Or if mom said you can get your hair cut, I can take you to get it done.
Exactly. Yeah, like, the thing is I make choices and I make decisions while he is at our house. Like, can he have a soda? And most of the time the answer is no, just because that's too much caffeine for all the kids.
Thank you for that, because I'm here, he doesn't get them.
I don't give the kids soda in my house. And just mainly because it's just too much caffeine. But I could make that choice, while he's at the house. I'd be like, yeah, and unless specifically mom says, hey, I'm not letting him have soda, in which case it's different. But since mom didn't say that, like, I could make that choice. Or, I can make the decision if you have cereal or eggs for breakfast, but I'm not making big life decisions. My thing is being the supporter. Like, what mom says goes, what dad says goes, and I'm here to make sure that those rules are followed.
Yes.
That's...
And the thing is 9 times out of 10, literally, and I want to probably say 10 times out of 10, she's included in a lot of them, as well as my husband. My ex and I usually talk beforehand, and then we bring in the other two, and it kind of works out that way. Sometimes I go to her first. I was like, hey, you coming down Friday? Because if you are, you want to take Peyton back with you? And it was the last time I had sent a snap of her little puppy, and I sent it to everybody. Well, I have my ex on Snapchat. I mean, it's no big deal. She had a nice little puppy. It was like this big, so I sent a snap, sent it to everybody. And I didn't think anything about it. She was like, oh, I better tell him that I'm bringing Peyton. And I guess he said, yeah, I already know. I saw a picture of my dog. I was like, oops.
I was here for like an hour and a half before I remembered that I didn't tell him that I was here.
So, I mean, and it's fine. And everybody just needs to chill out. it's not that big of a deal. Don't get so mad so fast. And for bio moms, well, actually, I guess bonus moms, stepmoms, if you think the mom is jealous, sit back and think, what is she really jealous of? Because it's probably not you personally.
The worst feeling in the world is feeling like your kid is going to like somebody more than you, or want to be around somebody more than you. And you've got this child that you birthed and you raised, and for his whole life, like, all he's wanted is to spend time with you and to be with you. And now it's just like, hey, Mom, let me tell you what this person did. Let me tell you what this person did. He's so excited. It's just like, am I losing my kid?
He did that to me the other day.
You know, it's like, am I losing my baby?
Yeah.
You know, it's not jealousy. It's not jealousy at all.
No.
On the most part. Now, 90, I would go with legit, I would say 90% of bad co-parenting is due to jealous. Whether it's on the women or it's on the men. Like, it's a jealousy problem. Like,
yeah.
Or, like,
but
men.
It's not, like, I'm not jealous of you as a person.
Right.
Like, I'm not mad at you
that's
because
why
you're
along.
you.
Yeah.
You know,
that's why you and I get along, because it's not
and
because of me.
I think a lot of bio moms are jealous to an extent, but it's not why the stepmom thinks. That stepmom's like, oh, she's jealous of me because I'm with her ex and I'm here with this kid. That's, I mean, I'm not saying that does not happen.
Oh, it does.
It does.
But that's not the situation.
It's not always
the
situation.
It's hard.
It is difficult. It is hard. And yeah, he did that to me the other day.
Especially if the children are really small and they start referring to the other parent as mom or dad.
Yeah.
I mean, that it's not a jealousy. That just lights a fire inside of you because it's, no, I'm mom.
Yeah. And it's not always anger, even though it comes out as anger.
It
and
will.
A lot of things
hurt.
just
it's
need a conversation. Yeah. And this is where stepmoms, you need to let that dad talk to the bio mom and be like, hey, I understand this is hard for you, and vice versa. I mean, it goes both ways. You know, just because you aren't together anymore does not mean that you have to be ugly. I mean, you can still talk. I mean, I still talk to my ex, not as much as I do her, but I mean,
I've seen husbands hate ex-husbands because of whatever they put the wife through, and vice versa. You know, wives hate the ex-wife for whatever she had put him through. She cheated, or she hit him in the face with a high heel. Who knows what could have happened? You know,
high heel.
I've heard stories, and I understand the anger. Why could somebody hurt this person that I love so much? But you really need to flip that perspective. If this person hadn't have done all of this, you wouldn't have your husband or your wife.
Yeah, things happen for a reason.
You need to realize this person went through this. This was a situation that happened, and yes, it's infuriating to know somebody could have done that to somebody that you love.
Yes.
But it's dealt with, and it's done, and it's over, and because of all that happened to them, they landed with you.
And learned something.
Yes.
I mean, you learn something from every relationship.
So
you
have to
really
let it go. You have to let it go. You can't be angry at somebody for something they did 5 years ago. You can't be angry at something that, anything that didn't happen to you, and it sucks, and it's horrible that they went through this, but it's done.
Hopefully they learned a good lesson.
And if they hadn't went through it, they wouldn't be married to you, with you. You wouldn't have that family with the person that you love, so you need to be thankful that the person is there with you.
Yes.
You know, and
it's a teamwork.
It is. Like, you have to be able to look past it, and you have to be able to get over it, and you have to be able to understand that you don't have to like them. But you got kids, man. You got kids, and you got to share them.
And you can talk. It's not a big deal. I mean, and a lot of people do we don't talk unless it's about the kid, and we meet here for drop-offs, which is fine. I mean, that's fine.
It's civil.
That's civil, and that is fine. And, you know, pass the kid off with a smile and say, have a good day, y'all have a good weekend, you know, and then go on about your way. I mean, you don't have to be friends.
And like I said in one of the previous videos, if you can't get along with them and you don't like them and you can't say anything nice, just back up.
Yeah, just back
get
up.
out of the picture.
And, you know,
and be good to the kids.
Yeah, and significant others, you don't have to be there at every drop-off. You don't have to stand there while they're on the phone with that ex or whoever. If you can't trust who you're with,
that's a you problem.
That's a you problem, not a them problem, and not a bio mom problem. That's a you problem.
That is a you problem. Like, if you have to search through, I don't even care if this person has cheated on you in the past. I don't even care if they cheated on you with this person. If you can't get over it and you can't get past it and you're going through their text messages and you're following them around, you need to walk away.
You need to walk away.
Because you're toxic. Your relationship is toxic. And all you're going to do is drag those babies down with you, have a terrible split up, whatever, and you're going to eat yourself alive with this jealousy and this worrying and this rage and this just constant feeling that he or she is doing behind your back. You're literally going
to be very unhappy.
You're going to sabotage your entire relationship single-handedly by yourself.
Yes. And
you don't even have to do anything.
That's a lot to carry around. Wouldn't you just rather be happy?
Right.
Because trust me, I'm pretty happy.
Yeah, me too.
I mean,
yeah, like I trust with everything I have, like completely. But does that mean he'll never cheat? No. Trusting him doesn't mean he's not going to cheat. What it means is I'm not going to destroy my relationship until I have solid reason to destroy my relationship. I'm not going to worry about what he's doing or where he's at or why he hasn't texted me.
Yeah, why would you want to live like that?
You don't.
That is stressful.
You don't.
I mean,
people always they're always saying well, it's stupid to trust him because what if they're doing all of this?
What if they're going to do it regardless if that's what they're going to do?
Right.
Why kill yourself?
You should,
good Lord.
What if they're not?
Yeah.
You're literally putting yourself in this place, and day by day, you're mentally destroying yourself.
And your relationship,
and your
any
happiness,
kids that are involved.
and your sanity, and boy, that shows on the outside.
It does.
And your kids,
you don't want to be miserable. Yes, your kids know. They do. They can tell the smallest thing that's out of place. The smallest thing.
Especially your stepkids. Because whether you mean to or not, if you think that the dad or the mom is secretly messing around with the bio mom or bio dad, you're going to treat that child differently.
Yeah.
Whether you want to or not, you are.
Or whether you know you're doing it.
Yeah, you're going to try to keep a distance. You're going to try to push them away because, well, what if this relationship don't work? What if they're cheating on me? What if we split up? So you're not going to allow that child to have all of you. You're not going to allow yourself to fully get where you need to be with that kid, and you're going to push it away, and you're going to punish a child for something that they didn't even do. I know this. This is legit going to happen, whether you mean for it to or not. When there's a problem between the bio parents, the step parent is going to initiate that onto the child unintentionally.
Yeah.
Sometimes intentionally, but
here it would be unintentionally because
well, I don't ever worry about you and him ever.
No.
No,
absolutely.
not even.
My mentality and the way I am is that's over, that's done. There's a reason that that's over and that's done, and guess what? It would be the same. I don't want to go back to what was whenever I am 100% with who I'm supposed to be with.
What's the quote? I always get to where I'm going by walking away from where I've been.
Exactly. Oh.
Where
did you read that?
I think it was Winnie the Pooh.
There you go. And honestly, it is all teamwork. Don't mess it up. And yes, no worries here either. No matter what, it's just not happening.
I have been asked, legit, and I think it's silly, but I've been asked, does it not bother you when you hang out with her to know that she used to sleep with your husband, or she used to be with him, or they were intimate? And I'm like,
oh, yeah, there's a 10-year-old running around, so.
No! First of all, I'm 31 years old. Anybody that I date is gonna have somebody else in their past. Secondly, what? I have a history. I have
Everybody
children.
Does.
You know, and then there's well, okay, but how do you be friends with somebody you know he's been with? First of all, if you've dated anybody in a small town, you walk around, you're gonna run into somebody that been with at a flea market. You know, I don't have to be friends with her, but at no point do I sit here hanging out and I just think in my head, oh my gosh, she's totally slept with my husband. No. That's legit the last thing in my
And
head.
it's just weird to think about.
Yeah. Like, why would you even care? Like, everybody knows that when you get with somebody, you just pretend that you're their first.
And go with it.
And go with it. Like, first, nobody should ever ask, how many people have you been with?
Don't ask.
You are setting up a relationship meant to fail when you start asking those questions. For one, it's none of your business. For two, what they did in their past, again, none of your business. And for three, why would you want to look at somebody and be like, gosh, did he do that thing that he does with me? Ew!
Ew! Gross.
No!
Probably, but gross.
That is legit not even.
No, that's not even a thought on anybody's head.
And that's a big thing that you need to remember when you're trying to be friends or want a good relationship with baby mama or baby daddy. Stop trying to think about their sex life.
Yeah.
Gross. No.
It is gross.
It is. And it's unnecessary. Like,
it's an unnecessary thought. Just be adults and just know that everybody has a past.
Mm-hmm.
Because, I mean, I had one before I was married to my ex-husband. You mean, it just is. I mean,
it's part of growing up.
Yeah, like, you can't be jealous like that. The past is the past. The past is there for a reason. And him and I probably both learned a lot of what not to do.
Mm-hmm. I know I did in my past relationship.
Yeah, and I mean, I like to say, hey, maybe I helped them have a decent relationship. You know, and I learned a bunch from that marriage. So, and I brought some of those skills. That was not what I meant to say. Really.
I knew what you meant.
Just, what? Marriage-wise.
Yes.
Relationship-wise.
The do's and the don'ts.
Yes, on what not to do. You don't, you trust people.
You never get it right the first time. Like, life does not, and marriage and children and co-parenting, none of it comes with a handbook.
I wish it did.
It would be nice, and none of it is a step-by-step. And even if it did, every family is going to be different.
Yes.
So you literally have to just learn and figure out, like, what works for you. Not what the book says.
This isn't going to work for people.
Yeah,
I mean, it works for us.
I would never be sitting right next to my ex's wife. Why? Because it just doesn't work for us. Do I hate her? No, I don't. I don't hate her, and I truly hope that their relationship is wonderful and happy, and it lasts a long time. Why? Because she's in my kids' lives, and I don't really care how she feels about me or if I felt about her, because at the end of the day, my kids have somebody like consistent in their life on their dad's side, and that's so much better than having girl to girl to girl to girl.
Yes.
So you just gotta get over yourself. You gotta let it go. You gotta stop worrying about the past that they had, or, oh my God, he was in love with you.
We thought.
What? Who cares?
Who cares?
Please tell me that you've never been in love before. Like, or even thought you were in love before, or even that you've never felt some strong feelings for somebody else.
You have.
You have. I don't give a crap if you were 16. At some point, you had a strong relationship with somebody. If you want somebody who has never been with somebody else, you might as well want a golden toilet, okay? It's just...
I think you can get a golden toilet.
It sounds very expensive.
Hey.
Or get married at 16, which is a terrible idea. Don't do that.
Don't do that.
But...
I mean, unless you want to.
This day and age, even 16 is too young, or too old to get somebody who's never loved somebody.
That is true.
It's just... You gotta quit. Like, you gotta quit worrying about the past.
Pick and choose your battles, because not everything is really that big of a deal. And trust me, bonus moms, stepmama is not jealous of you as a person. It's a lot to go through, especially if it's new. Y'all don't have to be friends. And let that kid talk to you about their biological mother.
Yes.
Don't let it hurt your feelings, because they don't know that they're hurting your feelings if they are.
Okay.
I mean, encourage it.
My marriage prior to this one, I was a stepmom, and I loved and still love those stepbabies so much. Well, the little girl, I won't say their names, she and I had a very close relationship. Very close. And the little boy, which is a little bit older, and we had fun. We rode bikes and all kinds of stuff, but it was a little bit different, like emotionally. He was reserved. Well, but he did love me, and I did love him very much. But one time, I remember going to, and I asked, well, he wouldn't talk to me. Like, his mom was there, and which was nothing new. Like, we didn't go sit by each other or anything, but we could all show up to the games. You know, in the beginning there was problems, and in the middle there was not. Well, one day, you know, he left with us after the game, and I was like, hey, how come you wouldn't talk to me while we were there? Because he wouldn't. Like, he would not talk to me. And he looks at me, just as serious as he could, and he said, my mama says it hurts her feelings whenever I talk to you. Don't do that to your kids.
Mm-mm.
Don't. Because I didn't try to talk to him anymore at the games. And that hurt me. And I understand that was kind of the point at the time. But that poor baby had no idea how to act or what he was supposed to do. And it took everything from him because he didn't want to hurt his mom. And he didn't want to hurt me, but you know, mama is mom.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, you put them in a situation they shouldn't be in.
Yeah. That's,
you know,
grown up stuff for a child, and it's hard.
It is. They don't know how to feel. They don't know how to process, what am I supposed to do? Yeah. Like, do I hurt her or do I hurt her? Well, at the end of the day, mama's going to win.
Yeah.
And I don't care, like I said, if she's a horrible mom, which this mom wasn't. But it was really hard for her to see her kids, you know, being attached to somebody else at such a young age. And the daughter, all she ever heard was my kid calling me mom. So she did go through the phase of calling me mom, and we kept correcting her. But when they're little and they're learning how to talk, you know, that's hard. Mm-hmm. And we kept saying, no, I'm not mommy. Like, I'm not mom, I'm Jess. But they don't understand that. This kid's calling you mom. Why can't I call you mom? You know,
yeah.
they don't understand. So it was really hard for her. And I guarantee you, it did hurt her feelings. It did. But that's when you kind of have to say, I can't tell my kid that. I just have to process this on my own. You know, maybe talk to my girlfriends about it.
Yeah.
Or leave the kid out of it.
Yeah, that one's a toughie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And that's one of those things where she's not jealous of you as a person. She was having her own internal
that absolutely had nothing to do with me,
and it reflected onto the kid.
And I get it. You know, for the first couple of years, you know, she was the only woman in their lives. Mm-hmm. And then here I come.
Yeah.
You know, I get it. And like I said, she didn't like me, and I gave her reasons not to. So even then, it was probably way worse. You know, like, this woman I cannot stand who did this and this and this. Like, my kids are attached to her. I'm a monster in her eyes.
Yeah.
And her kids love this monster, and that's scary. That's terrifying.
Because the kids should not, and probably did not know.
Yeah, no, they didn't have an idea.
Yeah, so they don't know. They just like somebody who's cool and fun.
And I was great to the kids.
Yeah.
You know, and at 19, you don't realize that you have to be great to the kids and the mom. At 31, I'm going to be as nice as I can to her, because for one, she deserves it. For two, look at this child that she brought into my life. Unintentionally at the time, but still. You know, like,
he's pretty cool.
He's great. Like, really great. You said watch him around, and you're just like, you know, maybe my kids are a little unruly. You know, like,
it's kind of cool.
You gotta respect the mom. Like, look what she did. Look
like
what she made, and
you
because
gotta
of
like
her,
but it's respect, and it's okay. And guess what? It's okay for you to like her. I mean, it really is. And I'm not saying the first week or two you're gonna love this person. It may take a while. It may take a year, but I mean, do it on your own terms, and you know, make sure the dad knows. Hey, let me do this on my own. I want this, but and honestly, dads have got to be on board too. I mean, it's not, if they're sabotaging it in the background, unintentionally or not.
Oh, I've had somebody play against the others.
It's a thing, and you know, some dads don't want friendships like this because they think that we're going to gang up on me, and that's not the case.
Or tell what all happened in the prior relationship.
And that's not the case. I mean,
And we're not going to talk about our prior relationship.
We talk about all kinds of stuff. We talk like friends talk.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, we do. And I mean, if certain situations get brought up, they do. But guess I don't hold anything against anybody. I mean, we just talk as friends. And if I'm having an issue, we just talk about it.
I got hit on at Taco Bell drive-thru. The first person I messaged was her. I was like, you would not believe what just got said to me.
It's like at Walmart whenever those guys pulled up and started talking about marijuana and I got scared. She's the first person I called. I'm like, you'll never guess what these guys were talking about and what they were doing. And they were waving and winking at me. And she goes, don't. I know what happens at that Walmart. Just drive.
Just roll up your windows. Just roll up your windows.
Yeah, she was the first person I called. I'm like, I had to call somebody and you're the first person I thought of.
And I did. I had just left her house, actually, on a Friday, and I went to Taco Bell, and we did the video where we did our eyes, okay? If you go back a couple videos, you'll see it. So I go to Taco Bell, and this guy, like, right now they've got the screens over the windows and all that stuff because of, you know, COVID. COVID? What is it?
Just say COVID.
COVID. Whatever. Anyways, so, like, he kind of leans down to take my card or whatever. And then he looks at me and you could see it. He went. So then he leans like basically out the window and he's like looking up at me like through this glass thing. And he was like, I just wanted to tell you that you're really pretty and your makeup looks amazing. And I'm like, thanks.
I'm married, thanks.
Let me call her. I go, okay, bye. I was just like, it was so awkward to me, but at the same time, I was laughing so hard because I literally just did the makeup tutorial, and y'all seen the video. The makeup didn't look that great.
It was bad.
And it was like, what?
Yeah, go laugh at that one.
Yeah, the colors, not my thing.
No.
But I was just like, yeah, okay. But you know, the way to get to a girl is by complimenting her makeup.
Yeah.
So.
I don't wear a whole lot.
Yeah, your makeup looks fantastic. See? Ooh, yeah.
So there's a little bit more in depth, and maybe we answered some questions for you when it comes to parenting, co-parenting, bonus mom, bio mom, whole 9 yards on that. I really just don't like saying baby mama. That's just weird. But
ooh, I want to add one more thing.
Add it.
Okay, so dads or moms. No, mostly dads in this aspect. Okay, and we do not struggle with this problem. Okay, if you are, moms too, if you're going into a relationship with multiple other kids and you've got your kids, do not stop doing things with your child individually, and the other parent do not get jealous. Like, well, he doesn't do that with my kid. No. Okay, stop. Okay, first of all, we'll use y'all as an example. Okay, I came into the relationship with 4 kids and a bonus kid. That's not mine. Okay, and he had 1. Okay, so prior to me, he has 1.
That's tense in me.
Okay, he has 1, and I have 4 plus bonus. Okay,
so altogether that's 6.
6. Well, right now he's with his dad, so right now we're at 5. And anyways, it is. Okay, so but prior to me, him and Peyton would go on their time together and go do things by themselves. They would go eat at Waffle House for breakfast or dinner, and they would go and do little things like maybe grab an ice cream or see a movie. I don't know what all they did, but you get what my point is, okay? And then here we come. And now there's 4, sometimes 5 more kids. You don't stop doing the same things you did with your kid because you get more kids, or you get a wife, or you get a girlfriend, or you get something.
Don't change what you do just because somebody else comes in the future.
Yes. Do not. You may not do it as often. You may not be able to. But if you're getting your kid every other weekend, and it was y'all's normal routine every Saturday morning to go eat at Waffle House or IHOP or whatever, you need to go every Saturday morning and do it again. Like, you don't stop that. You don't quit your pattern, and you don't do that because all you're doing is developing tension and resentment towards the other children or the woman or man.
Mm-hmm.
This is mainly a dad thing, unless the dad has full custody and the mom gets him every other weekend. which is different. So it is crucial.
It is.
Crucial because they notice these things, they see these things, and all you're doing is you're making it. Well, before these kids came around, or before my stepmom came around, my dad used to spend all this time with me.
Guess what? They're going to their mama and saying,
yes, this is big at our house because I push, and him. Like he came to me, would it bother you if? Stop there. If it bothers you as a stepmom, what are you doing in a relationship with other kids? No. No. It shouldn't be. Well, he never takes my child to go eat. That's not his job. That is your job. And yes, it's cool sometimes for them to spend one-on-one time with your kid. But that's not how this works. Like, I've even caught myself, okay? Because my 2 adopted boys, they don't have a dad figure. He's their dad figure. And he's like, hey, I'm going to go and pick up Peyton and have an ice cream with him or something. And I'm just like, oh, okay. You know, that's a good idea. But then later I'm like, you know, he's never taken them to go get food by themselves. I'm not jealous. I'm not mad. But you know what I'm going to do? Hey, why don't sometime you take those boys to go get something to eat? It's not that hard. You know, it's not that difficult.
And with Peyton, mine, he's over there every other weekend. So there's a whole weekend and all during the week for that other.
Yeah.
I mean, so it's not a horrible idea for you just to take your child by yourself. I mean, even if it's just for an hour, even if it's just for a drive around the block.
Yeah,
I mean,
and stepmoms, don't get jealous about that crap. That is so immature and so childish. And I've seen it. Well, why can't I go? Do you not want me to have a relationship? Yeah. Sit your butt at home or go to the park or do something with your own kids and let him go spend time with his kid.
Because they don't get those kids. I mean, he doesn't get his. I mean, he can. I mean, I'm not. We don't go strictly by papers. I mean, with COVID and all that stuff, we kind of move stuff around. Yeah. But he still gets him. But usually it's Wednesdays and every other weekend, and then it's just all extended. So I mean. But, I mean, everybody works, so that schedule just works for us. And on breaks and stuff, they get him more, and I'm totally open to that. And when it's my weekend, they're a lot of times kid-free. So even if they wanted him on one of my weekends, just to have him with just them 2, or them 2 and her biological kids, you know, that's not a bad thing either, you know. So as the mom, you got to be kind of open to maybe being flexible in your time, too. I mean, we can make it up or not. I mean, I mean, I have him all during the week and on the weekends, and I mean, I can give up a day or 2. It's not really a give up, and also we just ask him. I mean,
what do you want to do? My ex asked me if he could get the kids early on Friday, because I keep them while he's at work on his week, because we have joint. And he asked him if he could pick them up early on a Friday and bring them back late on the Monday. Normally, I would get them back Monday morning, and they would, well, technically they would still be with him on a Friday, but because homeschooling stuff, they come with me. Yeah. So, if I wanted to be the bitter person, no, they need to be here Monday morning. Why? He's taking them out of town. He's taking them camping. He's doing the stuff with them. They deserve time with their father, whether you like it or not, just as much as they deserve time with you.
Yes.
Like, this controlling, like, no, this is my day. No, why? What are you doing?
Right.
Your kid's going to go sit on a tablet on your couch?
Yeah, I mean, especially now.
That's what my kid would have done. My son would have been in his room playing on his iPhone, and my daughter would have been making TikTok videos in my living room, overpowering my TV, which I will be watching. I would much rather them to be having one-on-one time with their dad out in the woods and doing what they need to do.
Getting out.
Yeah, and it's important. Just as much as it is important to me to have time with my kids, it's important for their dad to have time with their kids. And when you go into a relationship, it's still important for that one child or 2 children, the bio children, to have one-on-one time with the bio mom or bio dad. That's the way it should be. Now, there shouldn't be a like, I'm taking you because I want all the attention away from you kind of thing. It's just,
It doesn't hurt to take them to breakfast or
Yeah.
to eat or, you know. I mean, and you can't do it all the time, that's fine. But
Yeah,
you know,
you need to
and
not
then you'll
change
really get to be surprised of that the bio kid may be like, hey, let's take so and so, or hey, let's all go, you know, because that will eventually happen too. I mean,
yeah, it will.
It will.
I strongly encourage mine to have a one-on-one relationship, because going into from being an only child to being a child of 5
it's hard.
Is such a drastic difference. You are no longer the center of attention. You are no longer having one-on-one conversations with your parent. It's, I'm going to go play, I'm going to go jump on the trampoline, we're going to do this, and we're going to do that. And I mean, you're lucky to have 5 words with your parent.
Yeah.
At this
and they
point,
notice. They notice even the smallest things. Peyton was playing baseball, and they were actually just dating at the time, and some of her kids go to the same school my kid goes to, so we're actually at the same ball field.
We hadn't met.
No, not yet. I wasn't dumb. He hadn't told me anything, but guess what? Google. It's not hard to figure out. And then in this situation, his attitude changed. I mean, he did exactly what we're saying don't do. He completely changed his whole attitude changed. Even my husband was about to be like, dude, what the hell are you doing? You're messing up something that can be okay. Which he didn't, by the way. So we were actually on separate fields, like literally back to back. I mean, I ain't dumb. I mean, he stayed over here with us watching our kid, but we ain't dumb, okay? Let's just put it that way. So after every game, my ex would literally walk out to the car with us as a whole. Like even my mom, my sisters. I mean, my ex has always been invited and able to come to all kinds of things, and my family still loves him, and we still, I mean, yes, come on.
We still do that.
Yes, my mom was there when he was born. We've known him since he was teeny tiny. He used to spend summers at my house. Like, our families know each other. So, one time, and they're always going to know the one time out of a lot because they're kids. The one time he did not walk us all the way out to the car is the one time my kid got in the car and said, so I guess my dad didn't want to walk me out because of Jessica.
Now keep in mind,
she had no clue.
None.
That is not her fault. Well, being the mom, I hear because of Jessica, and I'm thinking, his attitude's changing. He's acting different. Oh, and that was the first year he did not come to the 4th of July.
Oh, yeah.
6 years.
He was with me.
The first year in 6 years, my kid's 10, maybe even 7 years, that he did not come to the 4th of July and told Peyton he would come. You can't change stuff because
they know.
Yes, it hurt his feelings at the baseball game, and that's when I started being like,
you basically what you're doing is you're developing an issue between the moms, and
she didn't know.
I had no clue.
Had no clue. So, and I mean, in the 4th of July, like he told him, I'm coming. Never showed up. And he was always, I mean, he's been there that's one holiday that we would always do together. He would come to my house, my mother's house, and we would do that holiday together. Even my husband was there. And that was the one year he didn't come, was this last one. And Peyton cried. And it's the first time she's hearing about it, so don't be mad it's in the past.
I'm like,
So don't be mad it's in the past. But, I mean, the thing, what I'm getting at is, I just told her something she had no clue about. If she would have known, me knowing her now, she wouldn't have allowed it.
No, we would have came.
Yeah.
Or he would have came.
Yeah. I mean, right when they first dated, he called and said, hey, can me and Jessica come look at the new boat? And I went,
oh, yeah. I was in the car like, what?
I went, no.
And keep in mind, as a stepmom, oh my gosh. Okay, so the idea of meeting the mom is like traumatic. You're just like, oh, what if I like and say something wrong?
Yes, and this is after some of the, like, I'm sitting here thinking, you changed your whole attitude. My kid is crying to me about things, and now you want to bring her to my house? Do you want to pick gravel out of her teeth? which of course that wouldn't have happened. But in my head, me being the
I was a play-by-play.
being badass right here, I was like, and what I said was, I don't think it's a good idea right now because both my sisters were here, my mom was here, like it wasn't just us, and that's just not fun for anybody to walk into. And I would have felt really bad for her because my sisters can be really mean.
I was just like,
facial expressions, and she would have known dislike right then, and I did not want that judgment yet, even though it wasn't her fault. And I've told him, you're the reason everything was the way it was because this poor girl had no clue that you were doing any of that.
He wanted her to like me so bad. Because he wanted her to approve. Like, he knew where this relationship was going. He knew that this is what he wanted. The problem is he didn't let it play out.
He forced it.
He was trying to force it so
and
much.
And be secretive at the same time. Like,
yeah.
It was just weird. And
it's like, and then it was like, don't add her on Facebook. Because I don't want her to not like you because of something that she sees on Facebook. And I'm sitting there going, oh gosh. In my head, she's judgmental. She's going to hate me. I have tattoos. I'm just a bad person. Like, what if she doesn't like me? What could possibly be wrong with me? Like, what do I not need to be in order to be able to have a relationship?
So as a stepmom, selfies with filters.
No, that's never going to happen.
That's the worst. I mean, that's not even bad. I mean,
all my selfies have filters because Snapchat's life.
I mean, yeah,
it's just one of those things that you're just like, it's traumatic, it's scary, it's horrifying.
That little bit, I was stressed out, and honestly, it wasn't my fault, and it wasn't yours. And me and him were probably fighting the worst we have in probably since we were married, and that was a long time ago. So I mean, and it was totally unnecessary. And I'm not saying any of that against him in a bad way. He was just excited. So excited, so nervous. He wanted me to like her so bad, but yet he didn't want me. I don't really know.
Was afraid, because we've talked about it since. He was afraid that the more she knew, the more she would develop opinions about me without knowing me. So, like, if she got on my Facebook, she would see, holy cow, this girl has 7 dogs. Like, who lives with 7 dogs? She must live in a trashy place. Like, there must be dog poop everywhere. Or somebody who has tattoos, oh my gosh, she must have used to do drugs. Or, he, in his head, he was so afraid of her developing a negative and bad opinion of me that he wanted to do everything he could to stop it and force her to have a good opinion about me to where she would like me and she wouldn't get all these bad and negative opinions about me.
When in reality, he was just doing wrong.
Exactly. In reality, all he was doing is like, whoa, that wall is going up because it's like, dude,
just
stop.
Be normal. Let's just keep doing what we do and things. And the thing is, I told him that, but he's a dude.
He just wanted, like,
yeah.
When you get it in your head, like, this woman is forever for me. But it's so incredibly important to you. I can't even count how many times we talked about how important his relationship with you was and how you guys do everything for Peyton and y'all do everything together and y'all get along so well.
We do.
And he was so afraid that I would have a problem with it, honestly. And I'm just
and I think that's kind of what he was scared of too, maybe.
And I'm like,
because
I guess in a normal situation, I could see why some people would.
Oh yeah.
But no, as a mother,
you appreciate
it because, man, I would love it. I would love to have that relationship with my kid's dad. Like, we throw birthday parties together. We don't have to stay on separate sides of the ball fence, Like, it would be great.
We one of Peyton's basketball games, I guess you didn't even see me walk in.
No.
And I was down here, she was down here, and I'm like, well, there she is, but where's Ryan at? And he wasn't even there yet. I took a picture of her in Snapchat, and I said, come sit by me.
I did too. So scooted all the way
So she just came and sat by me, and he sat behind us. So I mean,
you know,
and
like,
so how does he feel now? Have y'all talked about mine and...
He loves it. He says that he's so glad that we got along. He said he didn't expect us to have a friendship like this, and that he's really glad that we get along, and that makes things way better. He's always like, "Don't talk about us, though," and I'm like, "We don't talk about you. We got better things to talk about.
We really do have better things to talk about.
New subscription boxes.
Oh my gosh, I'm addicted.
It's a problem, y'all.
Well, there has to be an 800 number.
It's become a thing.
It's a thing. So more to come with that. So anyways, like, subscribe. If you have any questions, anything more detailed, that's just kind of an overview of a bunch of stuff. FYI, long video, but there's a bunch in here, and if there's anything more detailed, like I said, just let us know. If there's any subscription boxes you would like to see us unbox, let us know. I got a couple coming, and yeah, that's about it. So like, subscribe, share.